Now, it certainly seems like hurricane season ramped up pretty quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure feels like it. Just look at the line of storms and disturbances across the open waters right now. Well, it is all hands on deck, and meteorologist Blake Mathews joins us now with a look at some of the most memorable storms we have seen in years past. Blake.
Yeah, guys, and you know, that's a measure that can be summed up with the cost, with the amount of people that have died, and the pressure, how strong those winds were when it came ashore. Well, as far as the deadliest, well, it's right here in southeast Texas, the 1900 storm by a wide margin. 6 to as many as 12,000 people dead. The exact number will never be known. Many of them drowned in the massive storm surge that came through here, 15 to 20 feet. In fact, so many people were killed that they actually had to burn the bodies on the beaches. That's how bad the storm was. And there you can see a look across downtown Galveston. Now, as far as the costliest hurricane, well, that goes to Hurricane Katrina, Category 3 when it made landfall there along the northern Gulf Coast at $125 billion. The worst of the wind damage was actually in Mississippi, and the worst of the flood damage was actually in New Orleans. And of course, the strongest hurricane is the Labor Day hurricane, a hurricane you may not have heard much about. Going back to Labor Day 1935 in the Florida Keys with winds over 200 miles an hour, and that pressure by far the lowest we've ever seen here in the United States at 892 millibars, a pretty incredible storm even by today's standards. So taking a look here at some of the more memorable Gulf Coast storms, talk about Galveston, Katrina, Frederick, a lot of folks in Mobile remember that in 1979, and Camille, Category 5 in Pass Christian, Mississippi, but really it all goes to the 1900 storm here in Galveston with many as 12,000 people dead. Certainly a storm that hopefully we never see again. Now, there's been a lot of talk regarding Florence, that this could actually be a historical hurricane for the Carolinas, and it certainly could. Here's Hugo in 1989. That is the benchmark for strong hurricanes on the East Coast, especially in South Carolina, coming on shore there as a Category 4. And then, of course, Hazel for North Carolina, Category 4, 1954. This is the last direct hit they saw. And here is a look at the National Hurricane Center forecast for Florence, coming in with winds of about 140 miles an hour there close to Wilmington. So indeed, if this does hit North Carolina, it will very much be a historical storm, one that we have not seen in the record books.
All right, thank you, Blake.